Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello to you and welcome back to the channel where yes, they have done it. Brabus have launched their first version of the new Mercedes-AMG G63. It's the latest generation of the ever popular G-Wagon, a car that I'm a big fan of, and this is the Brabus 700 Widestar. It's got a wide body kit, a whole host of other modifications, a completely refitted interior, and a new exhaust system to take a listen to later on as well. So let's have a look around the car. We've got a different spec on one side to the other so you can see the different wheels as well. But let's check out the new Brabus G-Wagon. Think of this as Brabus taking the latest Mercedes-Benz G-Class and injecting it with a whole load of steroids. So Mercedes-Benz first launched the new G500, then hot on its heels came the G63 from AMG, on which this car is based with the 4-litre Biturbo V8. But what Brabus have done is dial that up to 11. They've made it wider, more powerful, wilder, more refined on the interior, noisier, wider, you name it. In every way, it is now crazier. So the new gen of the G-Class, still very much the iconic looks, the boxy shapes, the squared off angles, and still with its immense off-roading capabilities as I experienced when I've driven it a number of times before now. But Brabus have literally made everything even more insane. So let's take a look around this. It's named the Widestar because it's 10 centimeters wider with the new wide body kit, the flared out fenders that you can see as you look around it. In fact, just look at how much presence this thing has. The aggression of the carbon fibre power bulge bonnet, the lights on the carbon fibre spoiler up at the top. On this side of the car you've got the Monoblock M wheels, 23-inch wheels. They launched them on the Maybach, perhaps not my favourite. I think I prefer the ones over on the other side, but all around the design is just right in your face. It is strong, it is striking. So it starts right at the front. You've got the Panamericana-AMG grille. In the centre, you've got the Brabus logo on the adaptive radar sensor. You'll notice the orange accents which go with a number of aspects around the car. The orange 700 logo, some orange accents on the interior, and there are actually orange calipers hiding behind these wheels as well, but different wheels on each side. We'll look at those in a second. The new car has the multi-beam LED headlights, but looking down, just look at the new bumper. It is wide, it is menacing for a car like this. Then you come up, you have the traditional iconic indicators worn on the front corners, and this bonnet, look at this Brabus badge right here, carbon fibre, very, very striking. Coming round the side, the design for these fenders at the back, aggressive, the Biturbo 700 badge. You have illuminated side steps, you've got the side exit exhaust which make an incredible sound as well. Rear fenders also flared out, again the design work around the back, a new bumper to go with it. This is actually the first time Brabus have made a carbon fibre spare wheel cover on the back, which you've got on this car, and then up top you've got that mad spoiler at the rear, at the top of the roof as well, going on back there, the 700 logo worn here, and then you've got the new wheels on this side. This is the Monoblock Y wheel design. This is my preferred of the two, and it shows us the orange calipers in a little detail as well. But really, I think it looks awesome. I'm a big fan of the G-Wagon, and this is basically, well, a bit of a dream car right now. So let's come through and have a look at the interior, which in traditional Brabus style has been completely refinished, and it's a fantastic place inside. But before we open the doors, one of my favourite things about the new G-Wagon is that they maintained the mechanical feel and the locking mechanisms from the old cars. So I've got the key right here, which on the back also happens to have a Brabus logo for Brabus customers, and if you listen to the sound that it makes when I lock the car right now, as well, you get the horn chiming, but that click is so infinitely cool. Unlock the car. I love it. I love that an awful lot. And you also have the weight and feel to the doors where they need a good solid firm press. And then let's check out the inside that has been completely redone. Every single surface that you look at, the seats, the center tunnel, the steering wheel, the door cards, we've got the dual tone leather, so the cream with the black to contrast it, and you can also see those orange accents, the piping, the pinstriping you have around the seats, on the armrest, the 12 o'clock stripe at the top of the steering wheel, also around the door handle too, but everything completely redone from head to toe. Down in the footwell, for example, you've got the Brabus quilted floor mats, the logo embroidery, you've even got the embroidered knee rests right there, the illuminated door sills, and that's just the front, but also the rear has been done to the same level. If you look back here, all the exact same materials, same quality, same style, continued through the back of the car. The headrest embroideries and the colours of this actually work really well with the colour of this specific car with the orange calipers, which, as I mentioned, are quite hard to see through on this side. But inside, a very nice place to be. You need to give it a firm press to actually get the doors closed. And then let's step in so that you can hear the noise of these, because take my word for it, this is really something very nice. So in here we've got the dual digital displays. The technology level is really high, but still some traditional features. The passenger grab handle, you've obviously got your diff lock buttons that I played with when I drove the car out in the mountains and rough terrain. But if I just started up, keyless system, button right here, except I'm going to point the camera for you down towards the exhaust so that you can hear this properly. That deep burble and rumble. We're in comfort mode right now. You can change the different driving modes, which when the exhaust is obviously heated up, mean that you're going to get even more of a rumble out of it. In fact, just a little sound check for the moment. Such a cool noise. This thing is mega. We'll warm it up more so that we can hear a few more of those later on and get some proper revs from it. But inside, it's all just a great array of technology. The displays that you have, the access to the different modes, you can pop the car into its off-roading modes when you activate the diff locks. And when you do that, you can see how you've got sand, trail and rock modes available to you to cycle through and select the different modes there. If we disable that for the moment, we go back to the normal setup, you have your dynamic selector here that you can take you through Sport, Sport Plus, and depending how you want to obviously have the car actually configured. But inside, it's all so nice. You've got the illumination, which actually works very well against the cream leather that's been chosen for this car. We've also got the roof that we can open up. Nice sunroof out the top of the car. Goodness, I really like this. It's super nice inside here, and you can see the spare wheel hanging on the boot as well. But everything, just quality. With the Brabus logo right here, a few different settings around and about. And yeah, what more can I really tell you right now, other than waiting for the car to warm up so that we can hear more of this. The engine has had some time now to warm up, so let's take a listen to the exhaust system that Brabus have fitted to the G63. We'll do this first in Sport Plus, and then afterwards I'll pop it into Comfort so that you can hear the difference with the valve control system. But also, when you're in Sport Plus, the car's computers make it slightly more crackly as a result, and you'll hear that pretty noticeably, I think. So let's give it a few little blips now to hear the sound. Those cracks are so good. So if we pop it now into comfort mode, using the selector in the center console, you will hear the difference, the revs will drop, and also things get a touch quieter. So just listen to the difference in this now. Of course, you can tell that you no longer have those cracks coming out, so obviously I prefer to have the car in Sport Plus, and when you do that you also get an indication here of the settings that come along with it. But for me, this sound is just fantastic. I love it an awful lot. So as well as that, Brabus have allowed me to take the car for a quick little drive around their car park area. It's a prototype. This is basically the only one in the world, so we can't take any chances with it, but we can get a feel for what it's like when you get to accelerate ever so slightly. So let's head on out, go round and see and get a small experience of this car on the road. In the G-Wagon, to select gear, you've got the stalk on the right, so we will drive on out and just go for a little loop around and get a feel for this. I do love driving this thing every time. Even just there, you've got the side bolsters that inflate to support you in your seat. But it doesn't feel right because the previous generations of the G-Wagon weren't I think we can safely say weren't exactly the best dynamically. This is a vast, vast, vast improvement in the new car versus the old ones, and you just feel so, you know, like the boss when you're driving it, because it's tall, it's got presence, it's still the iconic G-Wagon, but so cool in every way. And then in this car, it does this, which is just pure entertainment. Anyway, there's a small little track here, so we can just cross the road to the other side and have a short little drive around in the car. Nothing too crazy, but in any case, it's quite cool to be driving the only one of these that they've made so far, and just to get a small sense of what it's about. So we're in automatic at the moment. You've got a button in the center console to put it into manual. You can also soften the suspension, but keep it in Sport Plus so that we've got the exhaust valve opened on the other side. Oh, they've got new shifter paddles as well. I hadn't actually initially noticed those before. Oh, the cracks. All right, let's just head on around this way. On the small little test track that they have right here. Let's probably not go over the bumpy side of things, although actually it wouldn't be a problem at all in this car. Yes, I love driving G-Wagons. Okay. And then we go over these kind of speed bumps and probably don't even notice them. Of course you feel those, but they're meant to be pretty dramatic. And it just rides on over. The thing with this car is if you do take it off-road, it's so happy to just climb up anything. You can give it the steepest surfaces, the steepest inclines that you can't even walk up properly, and it could just climb straight on up. But yes, this is what I'm talking about. So just a small little around the car park really, but nonetheless good fun just to experience the car a little bit. Obviously something like this. It just picks up. By the way, this car goes 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds. The stock car is quick already at 4.4 seconds, but in here, 4.3. Anywho, let me just park it up right here in the middle of the helipad. He says I'll be quite particular about it. We've got the reversing camera just to help ourselves out. So if I pop it up into reverse, automatically brings that up. And for example, I could line it up in the middle of the helipad right here, like so. How easy is that? I've gone a bit far, haven't I? Let's pop it back. It's entertaining. I love this thing. It's so cool. Well, that was fun, and the sun is now setting, but this car is exactly the right amount of crazy. The looks of it, the noise that it makes, and the power that it has. 700 horsepower and 950 Newton meters. But I realise we've not yet checked out the engine bay, he says, as an AMG GTS just goes on past. So let's pop open the bonnet and have a quick look at the car's power plant. At any opportunity to open up these doors, you can see the LEDs illuminating for the side sills as well. So down here, we've got the lever. You'll also notice the Brabus pedals that you have down there too. Let's come round and just have a look at this. I do like the carbon fiber bulge that you have in the center, but lifting this up, you've got the Brabus designation there, the Brabus plate over the top, but it's the 4-litre Biturbo V8. In stock configuration, it's 585 horsepower, taken up 115 to 700, and in stock it will be 850 Newton meters of torque, another 100 Newton meters to get to the 950 of this car, which comes from a bolt-on ECU. But the regular engine is a brilliant thing. We find it across the range of AMG models, so of course it was going to find a way into the G63, then Brabus doing their magic work to make it even more powerful. Let's close this back down. Nice firm close as well, and come around towards the rear. One more thing I'd like to show you back here. Of course, this is a practical vehicle after all. You've got a lot of luggage space in the back, but even the Brabus touches back here, the floor mat with the stitching, and also the Brabus embroidery, the quilting you see across that. Folding seats as well for the back. But there we go. I am a big fan of the G63. I would love one in the garage, and I would even more love one of these, the Brabus 700 Widestar. So I hope you've enjoyed this first look at the car, seeing it, hearing it, running through the modifications on a lovely day here at Brabus. So thank you very much, as always, for watching. I appreciate your support, but that is it for this time. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.